Okay, I will share you my paper. As I said, my paper was prepared by myself and my colleague, Professor Raoof. It's about attitude about SignWriting. It's I tried to add something to field of SignWriting. I wish it can find some support, some acceptable of our audience. Our paper, as you see the title, Teacher Attitudes about SignWriting. I wish my voice is clear.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. Okay. As I said, it's prepared by Dr. Abdul Mahfooz, Associate Professor in the Special Education Department at the University of Jeddah and King Abulaziz University, and Mohammed Abushaira, Associate Professor at Special Education Department, University of Jeddah and University of King Abulaziz. Teacher attitudes about SignWriting. As introduction, as you know, SignWriting is a way to read and write sign language. It started and was first developed by Valerie Sutton in 1974. Teachers and parents began use it all over the world. In fact, SignWriting as a system was created by Valerie Sutton, was not the first, as you know, system to write sign language, but it was the most wide separate for all the world for SignWriting. SignWriting was studied wide world. There is many research about SignWriting, and if we remember the last year Symposium 2040, there was about 40 papers and research. Some of them, as I write here, Vasquez 1998, Rosenberg 1999, Roland 2000, Abushaira and Flood and Ghalia and other research about SignWriting. But in fact, there is no specific research about attitude about SignWriting. Some research indicate somehow about the attitude of about SignWriting, but there is no specific research for that issue. So that's justify our research, this study which we present now. As a literature review, short literature review, we can say that attitude is a relatively endured organization of beliefs, feeling, and behavioral tendency toward social and significant object, groups, event, or symbols. Some define the attitude as a psychological tendency that expressed by evaluating particular entity with some degree of favor or disfavor. That's a short define for attitude. Attitude combined of three main components. Attitude structure have three components. First, affective, which mean person, feeling, and emotion. Like when I say I like SignWriting, SignWriting is enjoyable for me. The second component is behavioral. Attitude influence or affect our behavior. When I like SignWriting, I use SignWriting in education, I use SignWriting in communication, and every part of my life. And the cognitive components, we're talking about persons, beliefs, and knowledge. Like when I said, I believe that SignWriting will improve the education of deaf. When we talk about attitude, there is two types of attitude, positive attitude and negative attitude. When we talking about positive attitude, it's appear in some kind in our life. It's affect our positive and constructive and creative thinking, and it's appear in optimism for the future, and its motivation and energy to do things and accomplish our goals. Attitude always, if it was positive, give us a feel of happiness. And it help us in expecting success in the future. It inspire our feeling. It's help to pass obstacles. The most problem we find it in using SignWriting that there are some obstacles faced SignWriting. Decision maker, colleagues, some of deaf and others. It's convert failure and problem into success and chances for us. We will not say stay and feel sorrow. No, it's push us to convert failure and problem to success and good chance. And enhance our abilities and enhance confidence of self-esteem. When we feel that we are do something good, it's enhance our self-esteem. Attitude about SignWriting in research and studies. As I said, there is no specific research or studies, as I know. Is it right, Valerie, or I'm wrong?
You mean about attitudes?
Towards specific research or study about attitude.
I think this is the first one that I know of. So I think you're right, yes.
In Rosenberg, 1999, sign language literacy maybe open the door to literacy in an oral language, and its help in success for this writing system. It's likely as evidence.
We're having trouble. I cannot hear.
By it is used in the deaf community.
Mohammed, may I interrupt you for 1 minute? Can you hear me? We're not being able to hear you very well. Do you have a headset? Do you have a headphone? What is this called? Do you have that? You know, something that you could put on and then hook to your computer with a wire so that your sound would be more directed.
Sorry, I haven't, but I think it is good.
Well, now I can hear you, so let's keep going then, please, because you're doing a great job, and sometimes we're not hearing you perfectly, and I think you're doing great. Let's keep going.
Okay, thank you. And Rosenberg stated in its research, writing American Sign Language would open many intellectual avenues to deaf people. She quoted, "I feel," as we said about the sign.
Adam and Steve, do you hear him?
No, I don't.
That's really too bad. I'm so sorry. Mohammed, perhaps, is there something we can do? Should I mute myself? Would that help?
I think it is his internet connection that's having trouble.
Okay. Mohammed, can you hear us now? Oh. He could come back in.
Yeah, I hear you very well.
Okay, very good. Now we can hear you again.
I hear you very well. I have no problem. Yeah.
But I don't know whether we can see your picture now, can we? Adam? There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Steve, are you? Who's showing it?
Yes, I see you. Okay.
No, I'm not showing it.
No, so it's Mohammed who's showing it then? Okay. So I need to click on Mohammed, I guess, so I can see it. There it is. Okay, maybe. Adam, isn't it true that he's not there now?
Yeah, I think there was something with the internet connection that he had. We were losing him and then getting him, and he was.
Can he hear us now? What do we do?
He apparently has been locked out or something because of its internet connection, so he might be trying to sign back in. I don't know, but
Okay.
it looks like
I'll try to write to him. Everybody, I just want you to know that we will record Dr. Mohammed Abushaira's presentation again in a private way so that we can get this video to work in the future. Here he comes, I believe, I hope. And let us see. The internet is very fickle, isn't it? It goes up and down, and we're also far away from each other. You could argue that it's the distance, I don't know. I'm in California, Dr. Abushaira is in either Saudi Arabia or in Jordan, and that's a long ways away. Can you hear us, Mohammed? Mohammed?
Yeah, it doesn't look like the internet connection is strong enough for him because I'm not seeing him or even hearing him. He doesn't profile picture.
Are you there, Mohammed? Okay. Wow, I don't know what to do. Maybe he should sign out.
Yes, I'm there, Valerie. I see you.
Good. Well, we can't see you, but we can hear you. We think that it's the internet. There we go. Now we can see your screen.
No, I received a message that
it's all okay. I think you should continue to present, and maybe we can do this presentation again privately, and we'll tape it. You know, we'll make a recording of it and put it into the final recording so everybody can hear everything very well. But I'm sorry about the internet, but let's keep going anyway. I tell you what, would you like me to read it out loud? That might be something. You can see me. So, is that right? Or Steve, are you there? Steve?
Yeah, Steve is still there, but...
Yeah,
I can.
Well, Steve, could you show his slides and and then we could talk about it? I'm sorry, I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, I'll go up to the webpage and grab his presentation.
Okay. I don't think he's here right now. Yeah, anyway, it's a wonderful research project, and what you would do, as you can see over to the right, if everybody can see the showcase, you can see Dr. Abushaira's webpage, presentation 42, and if you click on the More button, you will go to his webpage and you'll find, oh, so much information. He has the actual presentation in both Arabic and in English on the webpage, and also the PowerPoints are in both Arabic and English. So the PowerPoints that we are going to try to find now so that we can show, although I could do this and share my screen, but if you want to, Steve, are you getting there? You're getting there.
Yeah, I'm there in 2 minutes. 1 minute.
Okay, and we're going to presentation 42 for Dr. Mohammed Abushaira. And Dr. Abushaira, if you can try to come back in, that would be great. I hope you can join us again. I don't think you're in right now. The internet must have kicked you off. We're so sorry about that. But we're going to do this again, I promise you. Now, can you make the screen so I can see it? Adam, you're going to be showing the PowerPoint?
I am showing the PowerPoint now. For you, you need to show it for yourself.
All right, now I see it. And Steve, if we go forward to where Dr. Abushaira was leaving off, he sent me a sticker. Let me just see here for a minute. He said, he's feeling sad, he said. Well, I can understand that. Can you come in again? Try to join again, and I will read your power. I'm typing to him on Facebook. Okay, so now I think we were right around teachers' attitudes, and here he comes. Hello, Dr. Abushaira. Hi there. There you are. Wow. It's all right. Yeah. We're going to record. Okay. We'll record this again at another time so that we get it really perfect. But for right now, this is live, and we might as well have some people ask questions and things like that. And it's a good production. Can you notice that Steve has your slides up on his screen? Can you see it there? There's a little window there. If you click on his little window for the slides, they'll come up. And where were we? Where were we when you left off? Why don't we have Steve go from page to page for us? Yeah, go ahead.
We were in the slide 12.
Can you go to slide 12, Steve? There we go. Good.
Yeah.
He's coming, I guess. And is this slide 12?
Yes.
Yeah, good. Tell us about it.
Okay. Raoof explained that SignWriting is a natural means of conversing and communication sign when not in eye-to-eye contact with my audience. It's very clever idea that we use it for the non-eye-to-eye communication. Next slide, please. Yeah. Hoffman, 2011, declared that positive attitude about SignWriting related to ability of capture a menace of language and the way it is signed.
That's very interesting.
Yes.
So we go to the next slide.
Shall I try from here myself?
What's better? What is the sound better? Adam and Steve, should I read out loud? Is my sound better?
Yeah, it's very better now.
Yeah,
okay.
your sound is good. Mohammed's sound is...
Yes.
I think it might help if he had some headsets on. It might be because of the room that he's in, but we're getting like a looped feedback from when he talks.
Yes.
Kind of an echo.
When we record this again, Mohammed, we're going to have some headphones on you so that the sound doesn't reverberate like in the room. Honestly, these presentations are like this all the time. Last year, we had several of them where the sound was screeching and we just couldn't figure out why, so who knows. Anyway, I finally got some, see, I've got them under my hat.
Okay, take my mind. Oh.
I wish I could hand you mine, but I can't do that through the screen to see. What country are you in right now? Are you in Jordan or in Saudi Arabia?
I said I'm in Jordan now.
Well, you see, we're very far away, so it's a miracle that this is working at all. Listen, yeah. I'm going to read this out loud, and then you can tell us about it. In this screen, which says page 14, using SignWriting, a paper format SignWriting, will improve literacy rates among A, the rural and isolated deaf, B, the older generation of deaf, C, the semi-literate deaf, D, and the well-connected urban deaf. And that was by Barreto in 2014. Go ahead.
Yes. All these benefits will give us a good attitude about SignWriting. Okay, continue.
Okay, using sign language writing. Mariana Stumpf said in 2014, sign language writing, when incorporated in the education of deaf children, can represent a significant advance in the consolidation of a really bilingual education, as well as in the evolution of sign languages, and also indicates the possibility of new approaches to the teaching of oral language as a second language. Go ahead.
In these days, Valerie, if you excuse me, the model of educating depends on by language and by culture. So, SignWriting, it's enhanced this model of education. We have two language and two writing system for these two languages. Okay.
Yes, very true, by the way. I agree. Okay, so Madison said they are pleased in performing activities of reading and writing correctly by associating grapheme, phoneme, and by comparing the signs they have already known. So they feel pleased about performing activities of reading and writing. Is that what you're saying there?
Yes. Something. If you remember my research in 2007.
Yes.
I wrote some materials for my student in sign language. I found some of my students take their notes and walking through the classroom reading their sign language.
Wow.
And it was the first time I see a student, deaf student, carry its notes and read it as a hearing student when they were walking in their schools and reading their notes and their books and their other materials. And that's what I see really in my schools with my students.
Ah, that's fabulous. That's great news. Yeah. Yeah, and this was in Jordanian Sign Language, or Jordan at least, is that right, in 2007?
Yes, in
right.
Jordanian.
Right, wow. Okay, that's exciting news. Okay, next slide. Negative attitude. Yes, go ahead.
We're talking about positive attitude, but any work all over the world have positive attitude and have negative attitude. We want to talk about negative attitude. And I want to give you a homework, Valerie, during the following slides.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be glad to help.
Okay.
Well, wait. Before we go on, what did you say a little bit before? Could you repeat what you just said? I think some of the sound wasn't perfect.
Yeah. I said I want to give you a homework to do it now. Very fun. You can search it by Google.
Oh, I'm supposed to do homework? I can search it by Google?
Yeah. Just a moment. The negative attitude. Can I read it now?
Yes, please. Go right ahead.
Yeah. First negative attitude was appear in regards the small number of deaf people who will need sign writing, since deafness is decreased with the increasing of curricular implementation.
Yeah.
The homework. I want to ask first, how many deaf people in America?
Adam, how many deaf people are there in America? The reason I'm laughing is...
45 million? About 45 million. Is it right?
45 million, is that what you just said? I think that's...
24, I think 4 to 5.
Oh, 4 to 5 million. I see, we can't hear you too well. Well, you see, I'm not... Go ahead.
The homework. I want to ask how many deaf people make cochlear implementation in 2040?
Okay, your question is how many deaf people use the cochlear implant in 2014 in the United States? Is that the question?
Made a surgical implementation.
Right, I understand. So how many people cochlear implant in the U.S. in 2014? All right, I'll find out for you because I really don't know. And actually, if you want to know the truth, I wouldn't even know where to find the data, but I can try. I don't think we have very good statistics on these kind of things.
I will give example in some Arabic countries with no mention, with no name mentions. Okay. In one country, there is about 2,100 deaf people.
Okay.
Did you get the number?
2,100. You mean 200,000? Is that what you mean?
200,000. Yes, 200,000.
Okay. 200,000 deaf people. All right.
Yeah, they make about 300 cochlear implementation per year.
Okay.
That means we need about 60 years.
I see what you're... Implant everybody. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, you're talking... Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The sound is bad, and it's a shame because I'd so much like to talk to you about this. The cochlear implant is, as you know, very controversial, number one. Number two, some countries require it of all deaf people. Other countries don't and still have problems when they do get cochlear implants. And somebody like Adam, who is born deaf but does use hearing aids on his own, cannot have a cochlear implant because his kind of deafness would not work with a cochlear implant. So cochlear implants are not perfect.
Okay, that's what I want to indicate to. It's very expensive, first.
Yes.
Second, not all deaf people like to do it.
That's right. That's so true. And even when they're forced into it, they don't necessarily learn language like a hearing person does anyway. A lot of the hearing people have the misunderstanding that if you put in a cochlear implant in a deaf child, they would become like hearing children. But it isn't like that at all. It's not true.
So decreasing deafness, theoretical is right, but practical is not.
That's right. Good point. That's right.
The second negative point, its concern expressed was about the large amount of
symbols. Yeah. We call those glyphs. The large amount of glyphs. Yes.
Okay. And in any language, it's not more than the Chinese.
That's true. and by the way, Chinese and SignWriting are both read and written by lots of people. And now Chinese probably has more people than SignWriting, but nonetheless, they're all written by lots of people, and they do okay. In fact, they usually read those languages faster than they might spoken languages that are written differently. So, yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's a very good thing to point out. Yes. Okay. Adam, you're in here.
Adam talks about the time of writing sign language. It took a long of time. That's right. But the benefit, or can, because of a big amount of benefit, we can pass this point. We can get very good benefit of writing sign language. So the time here we can pass it as a problem.
Adam, do you want to say something here? And I'll mute myself.
Well, the reason why I had said that is because writing by hand and shading in there does take a long time. Mm-hmm. And that's why I had started to come up with a shorter way of doing it, but a lot of people don't realize that. But I did talk about it last year in the presentation in how to write sign writing by hand and not take so much time.
Okay. Next slide. Our study problem, after as we see the literature review, we have three research questions. What is the teacher attitude about sign writing? Is there any significant differences between teacher attitudes about sign writing according to the variables, study variables? And the third question, what are the most frequented sign writing software?
Oh, that's good. That's good questions.
Yeah, and the goal is to investigate teachers' attitude and perspectives about sign writing. Okay, the importance of the study, it gives indicators about how far sign writing can go. It gives indicators about ability to pass the obstacle faced sign writing users, deaf peoples, parents, teachers, and researchers. Okay. Study methodology and tools. We used a survey study conducted by applying a questionnaire of 3 parts: cover letter and demographic information, 14 paragraphs. The primary copy of the questionnaire consists of 20 paragraphs. It was reviewed by 5 reviewers. One of them was Valerie. Validity and reliability of the survey. We get validity and reliability, a good validity and good reliability. We calculate the validity by calculate correlation between paragraphs and total score, and agreement of reviewers. This is the correlation between every paragraph and the total score. All correlations was significant correlation. And reliability, we use Cronbach alpha, and it was 0.75. It is good for this study.
Very nice. So you are statistically savvy. You know how to do statistics, don't you?
Yeah, that gives us indicator that the tool of the study was very good.
Outstanding. That's great. That's great. Okay.
The survey, the questionnaire link, we got 17 response. Maybe
how many?
It's 17.
17. Okay. Oh,
yeah.
I see. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe it's a little, but we can get results from this by analysis. According to the variable was the country, sex, education level, sign writing skills, and sign writing model, which mean writing by hand or both, and sign writing experience and the software which people use. The participant was distributed as follows.
Okay, could you go to the next slide? Yeah. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, how exciting.
Participant by country, we get 4 from Brazil, 1 from Colombia, 1 from France, 3 from Germany, 2 from Saudi Arabia, 1 from Tunis, 4 from United States of America, total of them 16, and 1 does not indicate the country.
Okay.
Okay. By the sex, we have 11 male and 6 female. Okay. By the education level, we have 4 Ph.D, 7 master, 3 diploma, 1 baccalaureate, and 2 others. I think others means secondary school or less. Okay. About sign writing skills, 2 of the participant was just learn about sign writing. 2 have a low level, 4 moderate level, and 9 high level. Total 17.
That's good.
About sign writing model, by hands, there is no one depends on hands, just on hands. 5 use software, just software, and 11 use both software and hands. Okay. It's repeated?
No, no, that was good. Okay, so there we go.
Okay. The result, we made analysis of data to get the results. To answer the first question, was, what is the attitude about sign writing? We're talking about teacher, the participant. For every paragraph, we take the mean for every paragraph, the score of 5 for every paragraph, and the total score from 70. If you look at carefully for these means, we find that all paragraph is a good means, so the attitude is very high. The total score is 59.6, and it's very good for total score attitude.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. Next slide. We divided it for ranks according to standard deviation. Standard deviation was 8.91, about 9. So from 61 to 6 is excellent. From 52 to 61, very good, and that's the range of all participants. It's very good attitude about sign writing. There is no weak, no normal, no bad attitude about sign writing in this survey.
It's nice.
Yeah. To answer the second question, is there a significant differences between teachers' attitude about sign writing according to study variables? We calculate means and standard deviation, as we said before, according to study variables, and we test the significance of means differences as follows.
Okay. So Steve, yeah, there we go.
According to the country, that's the means for the participant from the countries. And if you look, we find some differences between means, and to be sure that the differences are significant or not significant statistically, we make analysis of variance in the second slide, or the next slide, please, Steve. For this slide, if you look to the right column, significant, it's indicate that there is no significant differences between the means. That means the participants were about equal.
Are we looking at, I hope I'm looking at the right, it says ANOVA on the top?
Yeah, ANOVA, yes.
Okay.
It means analysis of variance.
Oh, I see. See, I'm not educated to how statistics and analysis like this is done. I'm so sorry I'm not knowledgeable about that. But
I didn't write a full word. Okay, this is ANOVA test. It tests the difference between means if it's significant or insignificant.
Okay.
It's indicates that there are no significant statistically. If it's significant, the number here will be less than 0.05.
I see.
Less than 0.05, it's 662. 0.662. So it's not significant. So they are all high and about equal.
I see it now. I understand it now. Yes. Very interesting.
And this result, it seems the same result for all variable of this study except the variable of 6.
Okay. I think we call that gender. But yes.
About gender.
Gender.
Okay.
It's perfectly fine.
I will change it for you, Valerie.
Okay. 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 So differences according to gender.
In our paper, we use 6.
It's all right. It's okay. Just the English language has these weird things going on with different words. Okay.
For this variable, because it's have 2 levels, male and female. Just if we remember. When we talk about the country, we have 7 countries or 6 countries. So it's more than 2 levels of the variable. If we have more than 2 levels of the variable, we use ANOVA. But because it is 2 levels of the variable, male and female, we use a test called t-test. In this t-test, we have significant differences between male and female favor of male. If you see the mean of males, 64.36, and for female, 51. Okay. This difference is a significant differences. We will talk about explanation for this result later. Okay. Next slide. About education level, this is the means for BDH, master, diploma, baccalaureate, and other. It seems very closed. Next slide.
That's interesting.
Yeah. We use ANOVA another time, ANOVA, because we have more than 2 levels of the variable. We have PH, master, diploma, baccalaureate, and other. We have 5 levels. So we use ANOVA, and it's indicate that there is no significant for these means. Okay, the next. About SignWriting skills. Just learn about it, low, moderate, and high. 4 levels. The mean are very closed. Next slide. The significant is 0.09. It's not significant. Again. Next slide. According SignWriting model, because we have 2 levels, using both and using software. There is no one use just hands. We have 11.
You mean handwriting, I think is what you mean when you say meaning hands.
Yeah.
You mean writing with your hands. Handwriting is what we call it.
Writing with hands. Okay, writing with hands.
No, handwriting. Say handwriting.
Handwriting. Okay. Handwriting.
Handwriting. Yeah. Nobody was using handwriting. Everybody was using software. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
The means are calculated, and we use t-test for them, and there is no significant for these means.
Okay.
The next slide here, there is no significant differences. Let's go to the.
Okay.
To answer the third question, what are the most frequented software for SignWriting? We asked the participant that to choose one of these software, and they can choose more than one of the software. Okay. 15 of 17 indicates that they use SignPuddle. It's very high score.
Yes, and I think before you go on and say there's nobody using SignWriter Studio, I actually know of one person who is, but he is not a teacher. You know, one of the reasons that this might have happened is simply that people use the software of different kinds of people, right? And not everybody are teachers. So SignWriter Studio is being used by people who are not teachers, and I think that would change if we could encourage that program to go on the web. Right now, it's just for you know, the Microsoft Word computers. I don't mean to be interrupting you. I'm just trying to explain for those who use SignWriter Studio that this is a questionnaire solely to teachers. And what this shows me, I'm really glad you showed this, because it's showing me that teachers are not necessarily knowing about or using SignWriter Studio. And I'd like to find a way to change that, because it has some value. It's a very nice program developed by Jonathan Duncan, and I'm quite impressed with some features it has for dictionary publishing. And I think that the teachers would love to know about that. So I have to do more homework on how to promote or at least tell people about SignWriter Studio. And one of them is to get it on the web. And so I'll be quiet now. I'm sorry. I was shocked when I saw there was nobody who used it, and I realized that was why. Go ahead.
Next slide.
Yeah, look at that.
Software SignPuddle and SignWriting Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. These
and
are
then Delegs, yeah. Look at Delegs from Germany, 6 people out of 17. That's good.
SignWriting Studio, there is no one indicate that he used it.
Yeah.
3 of participants indicate that they use other software. I don't know.
I wish you had asked them what it was. I'm curious because there are a lot of people developing software. There's a big world out there, you know, and we don't even realize half the time what SignWriting research and software development is happening in another country. So maybe you could find those participants and ask them, what is the other software you're using? I'd like to know.
Okay, me too. Okay.
Good.
And if you see this...
I do. I see a slide with... Can you see it with the red...
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay. Next slide.
No, but what does that red show? Oh, that just shows the software?
As a discussion, according to question 1, what is the teacher attitudes about SignWriting? As I said, the latest attitude was in paragraph 14, 3.8, and the highest was in the paragraph, paragraph 2. Paragraph 2 was it means 3.2, and paragraph 14 its mean was total mean was 4.5 of 5, and that means give us indicator that the attitude is very positive and very high. The total score, as I said, it's 59 and 59.6. That show a positive and high attitude about SignWriting, and that is very, very good. The results give us an impression that SignWriting future will be far good, or very good. It's agree with the positive attitude in other study we indicate to it, like Ghalia and Abushaira 22-27 and Hoffman 2011, and other studies that indicate a positive attitude for SignWriting.
Very nice. I think it's a wonderful study. Oh, here we go. Structure of attitude about SignWriting.
We distribute the paragraph according to structure we talking about in the first of this presentation. If we talking about person's feelings and emotion, we note paragraph 1 and paragraph 14. SignWriting appearance is acceptable. SignWriting is enjoyable. If we're talking about behavior, I use SignWriting in my daily life. I use SignWriting in teaching dev. I use SignWriting in communication. And the others about knowledge and beliefs. Beliefs, according to all these long years we use SignWriting, I believe now SignWriting will improve education dev in every area. In his spoken language, in his sign language, vocabulary, achievement, educational achievement, inclusion for schools, in every area of education dev.
Very nice.
Okay.
It's encouraging.
Yeah, it's very encourageful.
It's very encouraging. That's correct. Very encouraging indeed. Are there more slides? I want to make sure that you finish the slides, and then I'd like to ask a few questions before we're done. We only have 10 more minutes, so
okay.
Are there more slides, Steve? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. According to the second question, is there any significant differences between teachers' attitudes according to study variables? There are no significant differences between teachers' attitude according to the variables: country, education level, SignWriting skill, SignWriting model, and SignWriting experience. Next slide, please. These results can be explained in the light of easier learning of SignWriting. I think because it's easier, the variables are not affected the attitude about SignWriting. And a great benefit of SignWriting in daily life and communication and education. That is agree with the research conducted on SignWriting, again, Flood and Abushaira and Ghalia 2013.
And this. Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say.
Okay, you can ask.
You go ahead.
Okay. But there is a significant differences between teachers' attitude according to gender, favor of male, and that is maybe referred to the higher level of anxiety in learning writing among female than its level among male. This is according to Muhsin and Al-Haqi research.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe it's a kind of explanation. I don't know whether it's a fixed explanation or there is other explanation for this result.
Okay.
Have you idea?
No, I don't. Not at all.
Okay. For SignWriting software, it was obvious that SignPuddle is the most used software to write sign language, and that's maybe maybe we don't say that sure. Just we say that maybe refer to the great support from Valerie Sutton and Steve Slipinski and the ability to access online, and that is its use.
Yes. That's my point about SignWriter Studio, which is a good program, but it's not online. You can download it, but then it's not online. I think that's the reason why it's not being used enough, even though it's being used some. But it's only by, so I think we're going to have to make a change. It needs to go online. That's exactly what I thought too. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Finally, we make a recommendation. We need more investigation of community and decision maker attitudes, and that they are the most important of teachers. Teacher maybe follow the decision maker.
Yes. Yes, well, that's right. And Stefan actually has a comment to make. So what is your recommendation again? We need to investigate the community and decision makers' attitudes. Yes, yes.
The second one, we need more investigation about the real rejection reason of SignWriting in some area in the world.
Yes, that's right, Mohammed. Is this the last slide? I don't want to interrupt this important. It was really, oh, look at the references. Wow, that's a beautiful, beautiful job you did. And I encourage everybody to go to Mohammed's presentation 42. As you can see over on the side, it says showcase, and you can click on the more button later, and that will take you to his webpage, the presentation webpage, which has all the slides in Arabic and in English. And by the way, you can even print it out. I printed it out as a PDF. See, I was reading it last night, and also everything's in both Arabic and English. I'm so proud to say we did our best on that. And in the same way, we should have all of our web pages written in SignWriting someday, in many sign languages as well. But
can I ask a favor?
Yes, of course.
Can I make a short Arabic version? Quickly, just short Arabic conclusion. Just Arabic conclusion.
Okay, go right ahead. Yes, of course.
Conclusion for this presentation.
Yes.
Just one moment, please.
Okay.
Okay, just a moment.
Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah, I am there, but just a moment, please.
So, Adam, you'll have to make sure that everybody sees Mohammed's screen when he shares it.
Okay.
I don't know whether we're seeing it, though, are we? You need to click on a button that says Share Screen over in the far left of the Google Hangout. There we go. Perfect.
Okay. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. هذه الدراسة بعنوان اتجاهات المعلمين نحو كتابة لغة الإشارة، وقدمت هذه الورقة لورشة كتابة لغة الإشارة التي عقدت في تموز في 21 من تموز عام 2015. أعد هذه الورقة كل من الدكتور محمد أبوشعيرة والدكتور عبد الرؤوف محفوظ، يقدمها الدكتور محمد أبوشعيرة. طبعا الدكتور محمد أبوشعيرة والدكتور عبد الرؤوف هما أستاذان مشاركان في جامعة جدة. بشكل سريع إذا تحدثنا عن اتجاهات المعلمين حول كتابة لغة الإشارة، كمقدمة نتحدث عن كتابة لغة الإشارة بأنها طريقة لقراءة وكتابة لغة الإشارة تم اختراعها منذ عام 1974 على يد الأمريكية فاليري ساتون. لم تكن هناك دراسات محددة حول الاتجاهات نحو كتابة لغة الإشارة، ولكن تم الإشارة إلى هذه الاتجاهات ضمن دراسات مختلفة، ولهذا جاءت هذه الدراسة. طبعا يعرف الاتجاه بأنه تركيب منظم ودائم نسبيا من المعتقدات والمشاعر والسلوك نحو الأحداث والمواقف والأشياء والمجموعات والرموز الاجتماعية المهمة. ويعرف أيضا بأنه ميل نفسي يعبر عنه من خلال درجة التفضيل أو عدم التفضيل للأشياء. يتكون الاتجاه من 3 مكونات أساسية: المكون الوجداني والسلوكي والمعرفي. في المكون الوجداني نتحدث عن أنني أحب كتابة لغة الإشارة، أستمتع بكتابة لغة الإشارة. أما المكون السلوكي فنحن نتحدث عن مثلا أنا أستخدم كتابة لغة الإشارة في التعلم، أستخدم كتابة لغة الإشارة في التواصل، أستخدم كتابة لغة الإشارة في الحياة اليومية. المكون المعرفي وهنا نتحدث عن المعتقدات والمعارف حول كتابة لغة الإشارة. وهنا أشير إلى مثال أنني مثلا أعتقد أن كتابة لغة الإشارة سوف تطور تعليم الصم من الناحية اللغوية ومن ناحية لغة الإشارة وسوف تؤثر على عمليات دمج الطلاب الصم. المظاهر الإيجابية في الاتجاهات عادة تؤثر على التفكير الإيجابي والبناء والإبداعي للأفراد، تؤثر على تفاؤلهم نحو المستقبل والدافعية، وتؤثر في إكمال المهمة والشعور بالسعادة. والاتجاه الإيجابي عادة يساعدنا في أن نتوقع النجاح واكتشاف مشاعرنا وتجاوز العوائق وتحويل المشاكل والفشل إلى نجاح وفرص، كما أنها تعزز قدراتنا كما تعزز ثقتنا بأنفسنا. في الدراسات السابقة كما قلت لا توجد دراسة سابقة محددة حول الاتجاهات، ولكنه تم الإشارة إلى الاتجاهات من خلال بعض الدراسات مثل دراسة روزنبرغ التي أشارت إلى أن القراءة والكتابة في لغة الإشارة سوف تفتح أبواب للتعلم القراءة والكتابة حتى في اللغة المنطوقة لدى الصم، كما أشارت إلى أن استخدام لغة الإشارة في عدد من الدول دليل على نجاح هذا النظام وهذه الطريقة. في دراسة روزنبرغ أيضا أشارت إلى أن كتابة لغة الإشارة ربما تساعد في تنمية القدرات العقلية للأفراد الصم، وقد اقتبست من أحد معلميها الذين استخدموا كتابة لغة الإشارة، حيث قالت أنها تشعر هذه المعلمة أن كتابة لغة الإشارة سوف تساعد الصم على تطوير مهاراتهم اللغوية في اللغتين، اللغة الإشارية واللغة المنطوقة. في دراسة أيضا أخرى عام 2000 أن طريقة طبيعية للتواصل والمحادثة بلغة الإشارة عندما لا يكون هناك مجال للتواصل البصري. في دراسة هوفمان أشارت أيضا أن الاتجاهات الإيجابية نحو كتابة لغة الإشارة مرتبطة بالقدرة على اكتساب اللغة وإظهارها من خلال الإشارة أو التعبير عنها من خلال لغة الإشارة. في بين أن كتابة لغة الإشارة واستخدامها تساعد في دمج الصم وتعليم الكبار منهم، وخاصة الذين لم يكملوا تعليمهم، وسوف يسهل عملية التواصل مع المجتمع. أيضا في دراسة 2014 ستومف أشارت إلى أن كتابة لغة الإشارة يمكن أن تقدم دليلا واضحا على تحسن تعليم الأفراد الصم. ومع ذلك كان هناك مجموعة من الإشارة نحو إلى الاتجاهات السلبية، مثل دراسة غالية 2013 التي أشارت إلى أن هناك اتجاهات سلبية ناتجة عن قلة الصم، حيث يتجه الصم نحو زراعة القوقعة، وبالتالي لن يحتاج إلى لغة الإشارة ولا بالتالي إلى كتابة لغة الإشارة. أيضا في دراسة غالية السبب الثاني أشارت إلى أن هناك رموز كثيرة في كتابة لغة الإشارة، وهذا يعطي بالشعور بعدم الراحة. أما دراسة فروست عام 2014 فقال أن هناك مشكلة أو اتجاه سلبية بسبب سوء أو زيادة الوقت المستخدم في كتابة لغة الإشارة. أسئلة الدراسة، عندنا 3 أسئلة لهذه الدراسة حول اتجاهات المعلمين، وهل هناك فرق في اتجاهات المعلمين، وما هي أكثر البرامج الحاسوب المستخدمة في كتابة لغة الإشارة. Is it good, Valerie, until now?
Yes.
Okay. متغيرات الدراسة كان في عندنا الدولة والجنس. الجنس نتحدث عن الذكر والأنثى، المستوى التعليمي دكتوراه وماجستير ودبلوم بكالوريوس، والمهارة في كتابة لغة الإشارة مبتدئ وضعيف ومتوسط ومتقدم، وطريقة كتابة لغة الإشارة باليد أو الكمبيوتر أو كلاهما، والخبرة في كتابة لغة الإشارة وبرامج الحاسوب المستخدمة. هدف الدراسة كما قلنا اللي هو معرفة الاتجاهات حول كتابة لغة الإشارة. أما أهميتها فتتمثل في أنها تعطي مؤشرا حول إمكانية تطور وانتشار كتابة لغة الإشارة، وتعطي مؤشر حول إمكانية تجاوز المعيقات التي تواجه مستخدمي كتابة لغة الإشارة. منهج الدراسة هو المنهج الوصفي، حيث استخدم المنهج الوصفي استخدم استبيان مكون من 3 فقرات. الفقرة الأولى هي رسالة التغطية، ثم الفقرات الاستبيان، وعندنا الفقرات الديموغرافية. تم عرض الاستبيان على 5 محكمين، منهم فالاري ساتون وهي مخترعة كتابة الإشارة. حصلنا على معدل صدق وثبات مرتفع ومقبول لأدوات الاستبيان أو لأدوات الدراسة عفوا، اللي هو استبيان الدراسة، وهذا هو الرابط اللي كنا عارضين عليه الاستبيان. تم الحصول على 17 استجابة من المشاركين، يتوزعون حسب الدولة: 4 من البرازيل، 1 كولومبيا، 1 فرنسا، 3 ألمانيا، 2 السعودية، 1 تونس، 4 أمريكا، العدد الكلي 16. في عندنا 1 لم يشر إلى الدولة. أما توزيع حسب الجنس الذكر والأنثى فعندنا 17 مشاركا، منهم 11 من الذكور و6 من الإناث. وحسب المستوى التعليمي كان في عندنا دكتوراه وماجستير ودبلوم وبكالوريوس وأخرى حسب ما هو موجود لدينا في الشريحة. أما حسب المهارة في كتابة لغة الإشارة فكان 2 مبتدئ و2 ضعيف و2 متوسط و9 متقدم. التكرار حسب طريقة كتابة لغة الإشارة باليد أو بالحاسب أو بالكلاهما، فكان عندنا باليد ما حدا بيكتبها باليد بشكل مفرد، وإنما بالحاسب أو باليد والحاسب. برامج الكمبيوتر التي المستخدمة هي البرنامج بدالة الإشارة أو SignPuddle، وSignWriting Studio، وDelegates Editor from Germany، وSignWriting Edit from Brazil، وSignMaker 2015، وSignWriter DOS وothers. النتائج تم تحليل النتائج باستخدام برنامج SPSS. الإجابة على السؤال الأول: ما هي اتجاهات المعلمين حول كتابة لغة الإشارة؟ تم تطبيق الاستبيان وحساب المتوسطات للفقرات وللدرجة الكلية، وكانت الدرجة الكلية من 70 المتوسط الكلي كان 59 و6 بالعشرة، ويتراوح المتوسطات الأخرى بشكل يعني لما وزعنا المتوسطات حسب بناء على الانحراف المعياري كان المتوسط اللي هو 59 و6 بالعشرة في مستوى جيد جدا. أما بالنسبة للإجابة على السؤال الثاني: هل هناك فرق في اتجاهات المعلمين حول كتابة لغة الإشارة تبعا للمتغيرات؟ حسبنا المتوسطات تبعا للدولة وتبعا لكافة المتغيرات. بالنسبة لتبع الدولة عملنا تحليل أنوفا، وكانت النتائج أنه لا يوجد فرق حسب متغير الدولة. أما حسب متغير الجنس فقد حسبنا المتوسطات ثم عملنا اختبار تي، وكانت هناك فرق دال إحصائيا لصالح الذكور. باقي المتوسطات لم يكن لها أي فرق دال إحصائيا. للإجابة على السؤال الثالث: كان أكثر البرامج المستخدمة هو برنامج SignPuddle، حيث أشار 15 مشاركا من أصل 17 إلى استخدام هذا البرنامج. هذه اللوحة تشير إلى ذلك. في المناقشة كما قلنا كانت أقل الفقرات متوسطا هي الفقرة رقم أظن 1 3.8 بالعشرة، وأعلى فقرة كانت الفقرة رقم 2 أولا عفوا 3.8 بالعشرة، وأعلى المتوسطات كان الفقرة 14 4.5 بالعشرة من أصل 8، وهذه متوسطات عالية. والمتوسط الكلي كان 59.6. وهذه الدراسة كما قلنا تتوافق مع الدراسات التي أشارت إلى كتابة لغة الإشارة. وإذا وزعنا فقرات الاستبيان حول مكونات الاتجاه كما أشرنا في بداية هذه الورقة، فعندنا حول المشاعر والانفعالات الفقرة الأولى والفقرة 14، حول السلوك الفقرة 3 و4 و2، وباقي الفقرات حول الجانب المعرفي والاعتقادي. فيما يتعلق بالسؤال الثاني: هل هناك فرق دال؟ كما قلنا أشارت النتائج أنه لا توجد فروق دالة إحصائيا إلا في متغير واحد اللي هو متغير الجنس. والحقيقة هذا قد يتوافق مع جميع الدراسات التي أشارت أنه لا يوجد فروقات أو أشارت إلى أنه يوجد اتجاهات إيجابية. أما فيما يتعلق بمتغير الجنس فربما يعود الفرق هذا إلى مستوى القلق المرتفع عند الإناث أكثر من الذكور في أثناء تعلم الكتابة، كما أشار ذلك المحيسن والحاق في دراستهم عام 2012. أما أكثر البرامج المستخدمة كان SignPuddle، وهذا ربما يعود إلى الدعم المرتفع التي تقدمه بلاريستون وستيف سليفينسكي عبر البوابة الإلكترونية اللي هي موقع SignWriting.org، كما أنه منشور على الإنترنت وبالتالي يسهل التعامل معه والوصول إليه. أخيراً التوصيات كانت في إجراء دراسات حول اتجاهات المجتمع وصانعي القرار حول كتابة لغة الإشارة، بالإضافة إلى ضرورة دراسة الأسباب الحقيقية لرفض البعض لكتابة لغة الإشارة في بعض المناطق من العالم. That's it, Valerie. Thank you for you. Thanks for all of you. Thanks for Steve, for Adam. Thank you for all.
Let's try to unshare your screen, Mohammed, so we can see you now. There you are.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for presenting in both languages. That's wonderful. And I hope that, I actually think we can edit the video we have to make it a final presentation, because really, it's a wonderful presentation. And
I'm grateful for you. Thank you for you.
Yes, and Dr. Abushaira, I wanted to mention that Stefan Borman and a few other people mentioned in email that we just need a bigger number on statistics. You know what I mean? You had 17 participants, and I think you knew this already. Obviously, we needed more people to answer, and I think you're probably doing the research on people who already love sign writing. But we know if we just went out to a school in the U.S. that never heard of it before, you'd be getting a bunch of negative response from people who never heard of it before. And so it all depends on who we ask. Are we asking the people who know sign writing already and use it and love it? Are we asking a broad spectrum of different groups? You know what I mean? It's so hard to know. What is your feeling on how we could do this in the future to get a broader research?
I think, Valerie, it's need a widespread, if we try to publish sign writing more than in Arabic area and Western area, I think we can use more research about attitudes, but we need more participants, and that's.
Yes, I remember when you did research in 2002. At least that's my memory. I hope I remember it correctly. There was a lovely. You get your master's degree, I believe, in that project, and Mohammed went to a school for the deaf boys in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and they use sign writing, and it was amazing at the end. I read what you wrote about the attitudes from the teachers who did use it. They loved it. I mean, it was such a great write-up on people who had used it during your study, and they thought it was a great idea. At least that's my memory of what I read. But then they didn't.
And I didn't contact them from that time.
Yeah, exactly. And then my understanding is, because you left and had to do other things and were in other schools, as soon as the research project was over with, the school didn't use it anymore. Isn't that right?
That's right.
Yeah. This has happened before, even here in the United States. An example of that is Dr. Cecilia Flood in the Albuquerque public school system in 2 elementary schools. They used sign writing for around 5 or 6 years. The teachers were wonderful. They were trained. They did a great job. Everybody loved it. The research was good. And then the students graduated. The teachers retired. and Dr. Cecilia Flood's research was over with. And as far as I know, that school system doesn't use it anymore. So
that's the big problem. We feel that our efforts vibrate.
Yeah, it doesn't stay. It depends on somebody like yourself or Dr. Cecilia Flood, who is so interested in it that you make a project happen, you know?
That's the point I'm talking about, Valerie, that we need a decision maker person. A decision maker, sign writing will stay at the school, will not move with the person who come with sign writing to the school. If there is a decision maker, we will fix it in the school. We will make a school book for the student, and that will not went with the person.
Yes, and Stefan Borman is an example of a brilliant teacher in Germany at the Osnabrück School for the Deaf, and he's, as you know, using sign writing there, and also Moonbierschrift there. Yeah. Go ahead.
I follow Stefan, I said.
Yes, and also I wondered about that. I hope other teachers in his school will continue to use it. You know, the same issue, right? I mean, so
that's the most big problem.
So is there one person in the world who makes these decisions? Well, to comment on that, I think at first I hoped for that too. And then I started becoming a little more, I would say, realistic when I learned about some of the history. The deaf education seems to go through patterns, and some generations get sign language, and then in the same school, just 50 years later, they move back to oralism. and then 50 years later, they're back to sign language.
Yes.
And it's very frustrating for all of us who love sign language and writing it, being a part of the education of deaf people. But if the school systems are not going to remain the same all the time, it's pretty hard to set up something. So getting one person to make the decision is hard because every generation, new administrators come in. So,
yes.
And they don't necessarily respect what was decided before because they don't understand deaf education themselves and haven't been trained well and have to learn the hard way what's needed. By the time they're old, they finally realize, but they're young when they come in. Just a point, it's been very frustrating for us as well. So, I don't know. I hope you can tell me who that one person is. In Saudi Arabia, do you have a standard school system for all the deaf schools?
Yeah, we have it.
Good.
We have. Do you know Valerie? I am a Jordanian and I live in Saudi Arabia. I am a foreign man there. So.
Yes, I hope the others understood that. You're from Jordan, you're Jordanian, but you live in Saudi Arabia. And so you are a foreigner or a foreign person in Saudi Arabia, yes.
And I can't do anything in SignWriting in Jordan because I live here in Jordan. That's the most big problem. I live in Saudi Arabia and I can't do more than I did. I can't do anything in Jordan because I didn't live here.
I understand.
That's
and yet, actually, your dissertation, your Ph.D. dissertation, was written about deaf children in Jordan. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Yeah, so you've done research in both Jordan and Saudi Arabia. And
yes.
So we can talk more about this. We have to go now because our next presentation is in just 15 minutes.
Yeah, I took the time. Thank you.
It's an excellent presentation, and it will continue. And we want to thank you so much for all you've done for us as well. Thank you. And
thank you, Adam. Thank you, Valerie.